Evening, film pros. It is August 11th, Monday night, 8 p.m. We have another great guest for our podcast tonight. So, in a second, we will bring him on. In the meanwhile, let me know if the sound is coming clear, if the video is good, and if I can see some comments come up and we can put up the comment screen. I will be back with the intro. All right, we got comments up. What is up, Eric Pendleton? I was the first comment though. We are here for it. All right. I like it. Eric is keeping competitive tonight, man. He was up there first. What's up, Justin? What is up, George? Hope everybody is having a great start to this week. Let's get it started right. Let's get our guest for the tonight on, and we'll see whenever our co-host, Mr. SSN Ryan Wilcox, um, comes in. Without further ado, let's bring in Trevor. Welcome, Trevor.
What is happening? What's up, Cash?
Not much. Look at that. See, I gotta do Ryan like Beetlejuice. I gotta say his name a couple times, and Ryan will pop up.
There we go. What's up, Ryan?
How you doing?
I'm I'm good now that I'm here. I've been waiting all
Good.
day to see
Good.
your guys' beautiful faces. Let's go.
Awesome. I'm excited to hear what you have for us.
I'm excited to be here. Let's post this thing out. All right. Yeah, no, this is awesome. We got some comments going too. This is fun. But yeah, let me
Sorry to hear, George. You're in the hospital, bro. Hope you feel better. Hope that your infection is not bad. Um, sorry, just saw that. I'm like, damn.
ouch.
Guys got an ear infection?
I mean, he say he's admitted back to the hospital right now for ear. So I'm assuming ear infection. Hopefully, he's not like Holy Vanderfield, like and lost a year. But anyways, Trevor, welcome. Let's get this started. Please tell us who you are. Let's start
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, thanks for having me. So I'm Trevor. I'm from tintinginsurance.com. We are real, even though we are tintinginsurance.com. Website is a thing, but we are real people behind it. So yeah, we're an insurance agency specialized in the window film industry. So everything from your flat glass tinters to auto tint, PPF, wraps, detail, but really kind of keeping our core focused around just window film, keeping it simple. We've been around for a little while. I've been in the industry for over 10 years, but we kind of launched this niche agency, this specialized focus for window tinters, probably a little over a year ago, and it has been awesome. I've met a lot of you guys in person at conferences, and it's been a wild ride. So yeah, that's a high level.
I
Nice.
was wondering like what actually were you already in the industry per se before with the insurance or what kind of brought you to bring insurance specifically to our industry?
Yeah, it's almost like probably the most. That's like the first question people ask. They're like, "Were you a window tinter?" Or like, "What are you thinking?" uh,
It's
No, it
weird. It
was
is weird. I'm gonna tell you, like we're in the industry, but it's weird to know that we have a window tinting insurance. Like when I heard it, I was like, wait a taken back for a second, and I was like, shit,
yeah,
about time now.
yeah. Finally, yeah. I mean, honestly, it's been pretty cool because I mean the feedback has been good. I mean, people are I think generally glad that someone's there, like helping them and representing them. I mean, if you're gonna buy insurance, either way, hopefully you can get it from someone who's specialized. That's a knock on. I mean, you got plenty of local guys who do it, plenty of people who maybe it's your brother, sister, whatever, doing it. That's fine. But the window film industry has some peculiarities. Can be a little bit more difficult to get insurance more than it should be because it's not like you're doing roofing. It's not like you're manufacturing explosives. It's nothing crazy, but insurance companies seem to like to make it crazy. So, yeah.
Well, let's
Um,
not get Ryan started on some of the crazy talks. I don't like crazy stories because
explosives.
I will literally start picturing things. And I work with Ryan as well, so like I've heard a lot of stories, especially when it comes down to flat glass, and I'm like, oh my god, I want to do more flat glass, but I don't want to go through those stories of flat glass and what that knife will do to you. But uh, anyways, with
Shady
that
James
being
saying crazy things we were talking about on his podcast. Some people put in some pretty wild stories. I'm like, if I heard these things when I first started and we're pitching it to insurance companies, like, hey, they're laying film on windows. It definitely some of the stories I'm hearing now would not have resonated well. He's like, you know, part of us are pyrotechnics. We got knives and legs. I'm like, yeah, this stuff is real. I mean, but that's not the everyday case, right? I mean, these are fun
No,
stories we get to share. But
I
I
mean,
think
we always share the extreme stories, right? Like, so it's always the extreme part that you hear. Vernon, I'm gonna let Ryan talk. I just don't want him to talk about any of the gushy and gruesome stuff. That's it. That's the only thing I
I,
ask.
I think like one of the biggest problems for us as an industry for so long too is that we would pay these sometimes crazy premiums and stuff to have this insurance and not really be covered kind of like a lot of the things that we're paying insurance for is so easily to for insurance companies to be like, well, you're not really covered for that, but I have insurance, but it doesn't really do much for me. So I think that's been kind of like a big problem for us.
yeah,
I think
yeah,
we need to make a big sticker for Trevor. It says just lick it and stick it, and like simple as that.
that's all we're doing here, guys. Oh man.
It's simple, man. It's just lick it and stick it. There's not much to it. Let's just get them insured, man.
Yeah, I mean it's gnarly the stuff we see. I mean I don't know. I mean I'm not gonna lie and say like everyone's policy is bunk and it's not gonna work. That's not true. Like people buy legit policies that are gonna work, but they don't. Yeah, yeah, Jordan, let's go. um,
So no, I mean that's great that you are specialized in it. So here's the always the problem. I think same thing what Ryan was just saying is that a lot of time you pay good premium, but when then there's a time to use the insurance,
yeah,
and you're like, oh yeah, we don't cover that. Oh yeah, you didn't say that. You know, that's where I was
mhm,
so intrigued when I was like, oh shit, we have somebody for tinting insurance.
mhm.
How cool is that? And then at the same time, like I said, about time now. Like, damn, dude, like we should have had this, but I kind of caught a little bit of your podcast with Shady, and a couple things kind of stuck out is when you said, like shady people, and Shady was like, Doug, watch out for
Yeah,
that word, so like, that was a little highlight for me, knowing Shady, but I think the coverage aspect of it, like when you're dealing with flat glass, when you're dealing with ladders, when you're dealing with scaffolding, like having proper coverage. For example, like I said, scaffolding wise, We've had 2 different scaffoldings that we try to buy and use, and the current one we have actually has guards on the steps, slip guards. Like they're designed to not to slip, compared to the old one where it's around. So like you're dealing with wet, wetting your tents, and you're coming up and down. And if it's slippery, man, that's not that great. There's the trap doors going through those compared to trying to swing over. Some of the ladders lately that we're seeing on some of these posts, man, like I put in one comment, I'm like, have you heard of OSHA? Like, do you know what OSHA stands for? I mean, that's just, again, that's the crazy part of it, not the everyday part. Like, how often does it have it? I mean, you have 30-year-old tenters that may only have 3 stories, like that are crazy or close to crazy. But then you have, people that have never had any issues because all they're doing is licking and sticking it, and it's simple as that. But to have the proper coverage is always key. But knowing what coverage you need, and if they are actually covered under that peace of mind, man, that's what I work for, is to have that peace of mind to make sure that I don't get caught, unprotected, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you got different elements to it too. I mean, I will say, so you got the side where you're protecting your business, right? You got to have it. Like, you got these unforeseeable things, these crazy stories, which some of them are fun and stuff, but then you got the ones that will literally just wipe you out of business. So there's that. That's one side. But then the other side is also like, you kind of need it to grow. I mean, you guys know, you hit a certain point in your business where being uninsured is no longer okay. Like, you are working with people who want to see that you're a legitimate operation, right? So, I mean, it's a really good way, especially for the guys who are kind of going solo. Maybe they're doing this part-time. They were taking it from a hobby to now an actual career. It's like, you got to have the insurance to legitimize yourself, and get contracts, right? And you see in the different stages, right? Ooh. Yeah, I mean, you get these guys who are going from a hobby basis, like, all the way up to, like, now this is their job. So now that's kind of step one to legitimize. You gotta get like some general liability in place, stuff like that. But then you go to that next step. Do you want to work with like dealerships? Do you want to set up like vendor contracts? Do you want to set up a way for you to grow your flat glass business? Those things are going to require it could be intense or it could be less intense, but nonetheless, insurance is involved, and having a partner there to help that level of growth go up and make sure that the insurance matches it. That's key. I mean, that's kind of where things come in, and it's not just an expense in your business, but it's actually a way to hopefully get you more business. It's kind of the other side.
So going back to tintinginsurance.com, how old is tintinginsurance.com?
Yeah, so we are live probably actually coming up over a year. So we've had a few different phases. I've been in the business for over 10 something years, and I had a book of window tinters, some of them, nothing crazy. But then, kind of moving into step 2 is we went in and negotiated with insurance companies to try to get specialized rates. And then we created our own program. That's the Tinsure thing that we oftentimes promote. That's our own exclusive program, just through us. So it's kind of gone in different phases, and we're not done. We got more phases coming. So, yeah.
So can you?
I've got Richard here being a typical Facebook client. I've got this. Can you beat that? Yeah, we'll come back to you. We're gonna ignore you right now, Richard, just for that comment.
On the
it's
spot.
Like, I've got a sedan. Can you do it for $200 or less? No.
Negotiating.
We got Justin there too. So he's been on these podcasts with us now for a little while, and he's been slowly like transitioning into like part-time. He wants to go full-time too. And he just said there, you see, that's something that he never even really thought about, insurance. What kind of advice do you have for someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, insurance agent hat, everyone should really have it. I mean, something could always go wrong. technically need it, but taking off the insurance agent hat for a second, if you're just getting started, I mean, you got to go get your experience, got to go tint some windows, got to have a rhyme and a reason for it, make sure this is a legit business that you're going to be in. So I get it, right? But it's also probably one of those main priorities you should get figured out pretty early. Just like anything else, right? Taxes, bookkeeping, stuff like that. You really should have it for the sake of yourself, your own assets, your own family. But yeah, I mean, all things in due time, right? And it doesn't mean you have to go crazy. It doesn't mean you go in and just because someone said online that you need $1 million garage keeper liability policy doesn't even apply. Are you doing mobile work? Does anyone ask that of you? Take your time, move your way into things, talk to someone like us. We're happy. We work with the solo guys just starting all the way up to the bigger shops, and we'll kind of consult them every step of the way. Everyone has different needs.
I know, like some of the work that I've gotten some contracts with county entities and stuff like that, and they want to see at least at minimum a general policy of some sort or whatever. General liability, I guess it is.
Yep.
Now, with you, for us, would that be different than what a typical general liability is?
No, I mean, our policy is a general liability at its core.
Okay.
So we got a couple different things. So we have our own in-house program called Tinture. It's a general liability policy. It's 1 million, 2 million, because that's probably the most common thing people need. We don't go lower than that. We don't go higher than that because we can get umbrellas to go on top if ever needed. And it's super flexible. It's really designed to be able to make sure that if you are a tint shop doing automobiles, residential, commercial flat glass, it can fit all of that in one, because that's really where the confusion comes in. If you go out to an insurance company, let's say you just call a local, I don't know, let's call it State Farm agency. You say, hey, I'm a window tinter, right? That makes sense to us, but there's more behind it. And so you start explaining, well, I tint cars, but I also, do a school once in a while, and I got a friend's house that I just recently did. It's like, for us, it's not that big of a deal, but for an insurance agent, they're hearing many things and they're thinking, well, gosh, are they working on cars, or are they window replacement specialists, or do they do glazing? Like, how do we put them into a category? Because window tinters don't have a category. And so our primary policy was set out to design to be able to cover all those bases, cover mobile work. If you got a shop, if you're working out of your home residence, we want to make sure that it's not really determined where you're working at or what type of tinting you're doing. The fact is, if you're a window tinter, the policy will cover it. So that's kind of where the uniqueness comes in. Now, outside of that, you got large PPF shops, or you have a flat glass window tinter, and that's all they do is commercial flat glass. Our program might not be a fit because they have special needs too. And so we have other programs that we go outside, and we are still your traditional insurance broker. But it just kind of depends. And so, we just encourage people to submit the quote. We look at the website, we look at your Instagram, we look at all the stuff and kind of see what's happening. And then we can kind of figure it out from there. That's the goal.
I'd like to digest some of these questions that Rico just put up. Garage keepers versus general liability. What is the difference on that for us? All tints are same. Is that like ceramic and dyed? Can you give us a little bit more detail on what is garage keepers versus general liability?
Yeah, for sure. That's probably our number one question.
All right.
Yeah, almost every single time we send a quote out, if someone's going to respond back, they're always asking, what is the garage keepers and what is the general liability? So the general liability policy is your core policy covering what you do. So be that window tinting a car, doing flat glass, doing PPF install, whatever that might be, you are performing work on someone else's property. General liability covers you for damages to someone else's property, or literally to them if they're physically injured. So let's take, for example, you're wrapping a car and you break some glass, or you some water seeps in and shorts out the electrical unit inside of a car. That was damages that you did to the vehicle well in the course of your work. Same thing. Let's say there's water management issues and someone comes in your shop and slips and falls. Now they sue you. That's also general liability. They were physically injured. So that's your core $1 million, $2 million policy, right? Or what commonly is. So that's that piece. Outside of that, if you are, let's say you own or lease a commercial garage, or technically even a residential home, and you're storing customers' vehicles, that isn't necessarily your work, right? You're not, by nature of just storing their vehicles or holding it, doesn't mean you're actually like tinting it, or let's say applying a wrap. Garage Keepers is going to come in, well, the vehicle is, we use the terminology care, custody, and control. It's in your care. If something happens to that car, that is Garage Keepers. So things like theft, vandalism, lights on fire, let's say you pull another car in and you bump it and, damage another person's car or that customer's car. Various things like that have nothing to do with your tinting job, nothing to do with the PPF wrap, anything like that. So that's the Garage Keeper side. So, for some clients, this makes sense. If you got a shop that is doing PPF, typically you probably need a higher Garage Keepers limit, just because you're probably bringing in nicer vehicles. You probably are storing them overnight. You could potentially be driving them to and from customers' locations. So that kind of shop is going to definitely need a higher Garage Keepers limit versus your mobile guy who doesn't store customers' vehicles. Do they have a need for Garage Keepers? Probably not. So that's kind of the story between the two. They get mixed up a lot. And then there's a third element that gets punched in, which is garage liability, which is kind of like the in-between of both of those, which I'm happy to go into, or we can hit more questions.
I'm interested in hearing the garage liability as well. So you're saying that's kind of a blend, maybe? Okay.
Yeah, so between the two things I just said, damages to someone or something in the course of your work, and then the other side is you're storing the customer's vehicle and something happens to their car in that duration. What are we missing in the middle? If you hurt someone using that customer's vehicle, that had nothing to do with your work, but you hurt someone, garage liability. So you drive and let's say, and someone actually asked about it, I think in the comments, but pick up and drop off of a customer's vehicle, that's a huge deal, right? So do you have garage liability for that interim? And every policy may act or work differently on that. So that's a big thing to consider. So for example,
now you got Garage Keepers, that's keeping of the vehicle or storing of the property. You got liability, which is your work and damages. But now you got the one in the middle that you're talking about. That's
just garage liability. So that's you driving the customer's vehicle.
Okay. So
and you hurt
liability,
someone while driving that
Garage
vehicle.
Keeper, and then there's garage liability. So there's three things. So what you're talking about.
Yep. Which is fine and dandy, but if you're also doing flat glass, now an insurance company's like, wait, what? You're a garage, but you need construction work going? Yeah, so I mean that's where it gets complicated, and that's kind of where we're at. We come in to help with that stuff. So sometimes it's our program, sometimes it's not our program. Sometimes we're going outside of it, and there's even occasions where we just say, hey, like you should probably call this company or you should check this option out. We don't do it, but you're probably going to get a better shot there. So yeah, just depends.
Rico, price differently. I think it has to you kind of have to send in details and get that quote. I think kind of like what I was making fun of Richard earlier is like, hey, I got this and this is how much it is. Can you beat it? It's like, that's not what this podcast is for. We're not quoting up prices. What we're trying to give you is what the difference in knowledge wise, like what you should be paying attention to. It's kind of like when a customer calls in, hey, I want tint, but they don't know the difference between dyed, ceramic, and so on. Like why you want tint. I want 20%. Well, what 20% do you want? Do you want it just because you want privacy, or do you want something that's going to block the heat? Mother Marian,
I see that.
Welcome.
I see that Rico also was asking about loaner vehicles. Now, how would you go about doing
that? I was covering on that.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole other thing. It's kind of funny. Yeah. I mean, small plug. I mean, for pricing and stuff, if you wanted to, Our quote process is not like where you have to call and go through 40 questions and then wait 2 weeks. It's not like that. Right now, you can technically go on tintinginsurance.com, click get a quote. It'll probably be maybe 2 minutes tops. A lot of it's asking very tint specific questions. We want to know about your operation. So we want to know, like, if you're doing government work, we want to know, if you are picking up and dropping off customers' cars, because it lets us kind of figure out and navigate without even talking to anyone. It lets us kind of know what direction we need to point you in. Some quotes, we're launching it still beta, so not yet, but some people will actually get it straight through. You'll get an instant number, an instant quote where you can download it, get the quote form, all that stuff yourself. But outside of that, we usually turn stuff around super quick. It's the bigger shops. If you're a bigger shop submitting a quote, that's something where you'll probably get something from us reaching out saying, hey, let's talk, because you're a big shop and you shouldn't just be getting something in less than 24 hours. Like, honestly, like, you probably should be talking to someone. So those are the shops that we'll have a call with. But if you're kind of a small shop, and by that I usually mean like, maybe 3 or less people, if you work at a home, if you're mobile, stuff like that, usually you'll get a quote in less than 24 hours. We're pretty quick, and we tend to be competitive, so it's super easy. Not saying we don't want to talk to people, but we would love to start by not talking to you, and you just submit it there, and then we get to kind of research and involve ourselves with your business. Hopefully send it over, you like it, ask any questions that you have. But obviously bigger shops, we love the conversation, we have to dive into it. That's just how it goes.
So what about like a lot, we have our own personal car insurance, and then a lot of our policies, right, that covers us supposedly driving other people's vehicles. Now, how does that play into if it's a customer's vehicle?
Yeah, well, broad stroke, because every policy is different, right? I mean, we're national, we sell everywhere in the US, so it's like every state's a little different, but broad stroke, we usually find that whoever's vehicle it is technically the primary insurance, right? So customer A comes in, their insurance is the one providing permissive coverage to others. Now, not every policy does, most do, but let's say they have a bad driving record, something like that, they might have a policy that doesn't. So you got problem number one right there. Problem number two, your personal auto policy does not extend the same privilege to other customers' vehicles. Maybe to a rental car, a loaner car, but that is a business situation. That has nothing to do with a loaner vehicle from your personal auto insurance. So kind of what happens is, and again, it can vary, but let's say you got into that accident while driving the customer's car. Their policy is primary. The claim goes to them. They hopefully handle, A, did you hit someone and hit someone else's property in their car? And then what happened to their car? Got two separate situations, right? So you hit someone else's stuff in their car, their insurance is going to pick it up, and again, they're probably going to come back to you saying, hey, you're a business, you're driving our customer's car, give us your insurance to participate in this. And likewise, if you damage their vehicle, again, their insurance may step up and be the first party to take the hit on that, but they will often come back to the window tinter who was in charge of that vehicle or garage keeping it, and say, hey, we want to know what your garage keepers looks like because we think you're either partially or fully responsible. There's a lot of if, ands, and buts inside of that situation, and a lot of things that can happen. But that's why hopefully you have the coverage. At the end of the day, what we tell people is, like, even if you're not going like nuts and let's say covering yourself in garage keepers with millions of dollars of coverage, if that situation was to occur and an insurance company calls you saying, hey, we just paid a $50,000 claim, for example, we think you're fully liable for the situation, we want a claim paid, you send it to your garage keeper's carrier, they will say, hey, sounds good, doesn't mean we're fully at fault though, we will either fight this or we'll offer a settlement of 15,000, or maybe your policy limit is 25,000. We'll say that's all we have, and oftentimes that other carrier will say, okay, no problem, and they'll settle, and your business keeps moving, and you weren't involved in the court case, you weren't involved in any litigation. You get to keep doing your life and growing your business. So that's the goal. That's the best case scenario. Obviously, if you're dealing with exotic vehicles, especially multiple held at the same time, you should probably look a little further into that, right? Yeah.
Did you see Eric's comment there? He was talking about some of his flat glass dealers in California. He said that they need to get a contractor's license, and they have a very low chance of getting approved that they don't have some sort of general liability. Now, do you have some sort of special policy that he could recommend?
Yeah, we're California based technically, so I can actually speak to this a little bit better than other states. Yeah, so to get the contractor's license, it really depends on how their company's set up. But yeah, they need general liability. A $1 million, $2 million policy will usually suffice. So like our in-house tincture policy works. The California Contractor State License Board doesn't like examine the specifics of the policy. You just need general liability. If you have any employees, you will need workers' comp. So we can help with that, or they can just file as exempt if they have no employees. And then they usually need a bond as well, which if you go on our website, we have a link to get a bond. Super easy, like 5 minutes tops.
So basically, you're saying you got it covered.
Yeah, we're good.
One stop shop.
One stop shop. Now,
Yep.
question: when you're talking about transporting cars, you're talking about flat glass, you're talking about garage keeper and all that stuff, and you're talking about you only have $1 to $2 million, and if there are, so a lot of people, what you kind of pointed out a little bit, but I want to kind of make it clear is that if you have a 5-car garage and you're housing on average a $500,000 car each, you need to have the worst case scenario. If the whole building burns down and you got 5 cars that goes up in flame or something crashes, you need to have enough coverage to cover all 5 cars. So that means that that's a $2.5 million policy minimum. But you should always have a little leeway, right? And that a lot of people don't look at that. They look at like, what am I averagely getting in a car per car? And that's what they're trying to cover for. Do you do like a hybrid insurance, or is it like you just transfer the whole thing over? Like, do you have your insurance cover some of it? Do you incorporate another brand or company to come in and cover some of the aspects of it? Do you guys ever do anything like that?
Yeah, both.
You do
Yeah,
both.
we've done a variety of different things. Usually, if you need garage keepers limits that high, usually we're going out to some specialty markets.
Okay.
We can also do combinations with our existing policy. Usually, it doesn't work out the best that way. Traditionally, that's a lot of the bigger name companies. They can do stuff like that, but they get tripped up if you're doing flat glass or other things. But we've negotiated special deals with a lot of companies, so it just depends. Our in-house one was really designed to serve the mass window tinter, right? Kind of the shops that are not holding 5 cars at once. So we, with that, have really nice flexibilities in terms of what you can do and where you can do it. So like all types of vehicles, golf carts, trailers, it doesn't really matter what you're working on. Mobile, out of a home garage, a lot of guys do the kind of conversions, right? They'll turn their garage into there's some that are freaking awesome. Like they're sweet looking garages. You would never know it's a home until you like back up and you're like, oh, that's the guy's, his bedroom's right above here.
Yeah.
And so you got that. And then we do, obviously commercial spaces. But because we're doing, and again, all types of film, PPF, you can do flat glass, you can do anti-graffiti film, and insurance companies freak out. You start mentioning, oh my gosh, you're doing window tint on a counter. It's like, no, it's like a PPF overlay. Anyways, so complicated. They freak out and they're like, well, no, now they're counter installers. It's like, this is ludicrous. We're still putting film on stuff. So because we're able to get so broad, we have some limitations on some ends, which, things change over time. Kind of took what we could get in terms of being able to serve the masses and have a super flexible product. But for those situations where we got a big shop with like all exotic vehicles, that's all they do. Those guys probably might not be doing flat glass. And if they are, they should probably look at maybe doing it under a separate entity, perhaps. I mean, I know I met a lot of guys who, separate their flat glass business and their auto business legally, just for contract purposes, legal purposes. So, there's a lot of different ways we can go about it. Getting creative. That's the goal.
Now, you said something about exemption on workers' comp for if you got employees or don't have employees. Um, let's talk about that a little bit. So, like these larger companies, they will hire, especially for flat glass, they will sub out some work.
Mhm.
If you're a sub going in for somebody else that did a job on there, whose insurance is covering that? And like, how do you set that up? If you're just a sub and you're just getting paid for the labor, you're using their material. Like, where to me that seems to be a little gray area. Like, where's the coverage on that?
Yeah, good question. Again, like the specifics matter. So again, if you're doing a quote with us online, we're asking questions like that. Are you a sub for other companies? Do you have subs under your company? Because then we can advise you in the right direction. And little shout out, I'm going to be a learning lab partner with Eric Pendleton at the upcoming WFCT. And a big part of that, we'll be talking about subcontractors and like, how do you navigate that? Because I'd probably say the vast majority of our clients don't have employees, like straight employees. They have 1099 independent contractors. Things are different here in California. You get caught doing too much of that, they're going to be after you. But throughout the rest of the U.S., I mean, it's kind of the structure you want to go after. I think it tends to keep things easier on the business, expenses down. So back to your question though, gray area, yes. Whoever holds the contract is the one who's going to get the lawsuit, right? So let's say you're doing a flat glass project for um, property owner A. The window tinter who's in that contract is going to be the one who would be liable for the damages that occur. But if he has an independent contractor or a subcontractor, that liability should flow to the person performing the work, right? So you have kind of a line of events, a chain of events that occurs. So what's really important is if you are a window tinter who hires subcontractors, you should be verifying that your subcontractors also have insurance. And there's some things you can do that will limit your liability on that. So things like asking for not only just proof that you have insurance, but you can ask to be named on their insurance as an additional insured. There's ways you can prevent their insurance company from coming back and suing you after. There's a lot of things that you can do. And just kind of depends on your size and what your contractor relationships look like. But yeah, we help out with that.
I've seen that a bunch of different ways, with subbing as well. Like sometimes when they're looking for subs, they're looking for your insurance and stuff like that too. Other contractors will umbrella you kind of under their insurance. Sometimes they'll offer you a little bit lower pay per square foot or something too to be tied in under their insurance, and then they'll offer you a little bit higher if you come fully insured in yourself. I don't know if how legal all that is, but I've seen things offered several different ways.
I mean, if they're legitimately covering you, if you're coming in without insurance, that's one thing. I mean, you can job cost, right? Just like anything, you should be job costing. But a lot of policies don't provide coverage if you're not doing that work of collecting the certificates. Your policy may be, I don't want to say void, but it might say, hey, that wasn't your work. It has nothing to do with you, and we're not providing coverage unless you show that you did the due diligence of verifying that they were properly covered. We will protect you, not them. We're not there to protect them because they're their own business. And so we'll protect you, and we're going to go after their insurance. Does that make sense?
Right. Yep.
There's some situations where you can cover subs. we're okay with that if disclosed, but we'd recommend a sub just get their own insurance because they are their own business. So
Right.
like, why are
Yep.
why do you want someone else to cover you for what you do?
So
They,
for a sub to get insurance, do you offer that?
yeah, just like getting insurance for anyone else. It would just be cheaper because it's a solo person. So it's pretty
Okay.
much whatever the minimum is for that state.
Do you have to have a business or can they get it as an individual?
Yep, sole proprietors are totally fine. They just go in there and apply it as themselves, first
And
name, last name.
that would basically be like your general liability type deal, right? That insurance stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, not everyone goes and sets up a corporation and all that stuff, especially if they're working as a sub and that's all they do.
Hmm.
So now you said something earlier about glazing and tinting. So is glazing considered a separate insurance for if you're doing, let's say, security film and you're doing glazing with that?
From what I understand, classically, insurance says glazing. They're talking about window glazing, like putting glass in, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The problem is there's no
Just one.
window tinting class code.
Right.
So like in the world of insurance, you effectively do not exist. So and then it depends what company wants to, if they will even take a window tinter, they have to determine like what is the closest thing. And we're not magicians. We didn't just like magically make the insurance industry adopt a window tinting code. So just to be totally transparent, but probably the most common one and what worked out to be priced really effectively is we kind of mask them. So like a auto or PPF installer, auto tint or PPF installer is going to be looked at as an auto service or repair shop. And then we take that, and that's a kind of a mildly high risk classification. A lot of stuff can happen. What we did is we got them to negotiate it down. We took that cost down because putting tint on a car is not the same as modifying an engine. It just isn't. Like, worse things can happen modifying an engine, right?
Right.
And so same thing with flat glass too. So interior flat glass we look at as the closest thing we could find is paper hanging. But that's not what you do. You don't do wallpaper hanging.
Right.
I don't know many people who still do that, but it's still there. So yeah, I mean that's effectively what we did. But we see it all the time where people come in and their existing policy says like glazers, which is pretty expensive. It's kind of a high risk code. Or what's another common one we see? Auto body repair. So collision repair shops, like holy cow, those are expensive. So if they're getting rated on those, that means you're paying more than you need to, and maybe the policy will cover, maybe it won't. It depends the way the policy was written. So yeah, gets a little tricky. But again, that for the layman, we made it so easy because you literally go on our website, when you're submitting it, like it is clear and obvious that it is for window tinters. If you were a plumber, you were going to be like, whoa, this is not for me, and you're backing out of there within like a minute because it is asking very tint specific questions. So yeah, our goal is just to nail it down exactly to what you do.
How has it been going for the past year coming into this industry? Has it been going good? You've been getting a lot of interest. I think it's a great idea. I feel like a lot of us were, like I said earlier too, we're confused, when it comes to insurance, and like you've mentioned a few times, because we're really, like you said, we don't exist in insurance eyes. So.
Yeah, Jordan's comment. Yeah, dude, it's been great. Things have been awesome. What is this?
I just got this sent over, and I was
Go.
like, okay, I gotta share this. But
For real, send it to me. I'll post that thing right after. Look what Cash did me.
Hey man, this stuff happens on the live, and I just sometimes like to share it. I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. But now, I wanted to bring something else up, but this was just in the way of it. But anyways, let me remove that out of the way. I had a question, and now my question is all messed up. Let me go back to here.
Ryan was asking how it was going, so I can just quickly say it's going good.
Good.
You guys are cool. We get to do fun stuff like this. The conferences have been awesome. We're getting quote requests every single day. General sentiment is people are like, "This is sick. Like, this is cool. Like, you guys made it for us." It's not perfect. It's been 1 year, so there's still a lot of stuff to be done. But yeah, things have been super good, and I feel like we're serving the industry pretty well, and we're trying to make things better, and hopefully deliver a better experience than you would get through a just traditional insurance agency or company, and try to just keep tailoring it more and more to the film industry, and then we'll probably hit some other industries soon. But we're loving film right now. It's been really cool.
That's awesome. I know I see the insurance questions in the groups like all the time. And, people are like, oh, I use State Farm, I use blah, 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 blah. And I always, send a link to like, you guys might call these guys, and find out, if nothing else, you just find out like what you have to offer, but because I do know that, going with those other companies, you're always, like you said, you're getting categorized under something else, and there's always, if you're not really savvy about reading all this, or you don't have a good agent or anything explaining anything, you can be paying for something literally that isn't really going to do anything for you.
Yeah. And hey man, we never knock anyone else. I mean, there's a lot of good companies out there. I think there's some beauty to doing business with the local person that you have known, liked, and trusted for 10 plus years, whatever. But I mean, if you're getting quotes from someplace, we're a good place to shop, right? I mean, we have our own exclusive product. The ones that are not exclusive to us, we've negotiated specialized deals with. And we're not trying to break relationships or rock the boat with anyone, but there's a lot of people who won't get the time of day because realistically, hopefully, you are competitively priced. And unfortunately, a lot of window tinters, if they're generating an insurance premium, maybe they're paying $1,000 to $3,000 a year. That's not attractive to a lot of companies, not attractive to a lot of insurance agents. And so for us, like, it doesn't really matter if you're small or large. Like, we're trying to serve the film industry as a whole. So everyone does matter. Like, every single person matters. Like, so, for it's just a little bit of a different philosophy for us. And so that's the goal. That's really the goal. And perhaps at some point we might even work through other agents. We're not sure yet. As of right now, we're really enjoying just kind of learning and diving in and seeing the intricate parts of the window film industry that we get to create our policies around. So for right now, it's a beautiful experience. Maybe at some point we open it up to other agents to access, especially our exclusive products. But yeah, It's been really good.
That's awesome. Did you see what Marion asked you if you were going to be in Atlanta this weekend?
I'm not. I have done so much. I really want to. I've never been to Georgia either, so I was like, dang, I really wanted to go. But we got WFCT coming up. We're going to be there. That's an entire week. We had just done a slew of different events throughout the year. That's where I met you guys at WFR. And thank you guys for your just like hospitality. It's not necessary, but it's so much appreciated. Like the fact that I walked in and you guys were both just so cool and like so friendly right off the bat. Unmatched. So
I feel like there's a lot of that in this industry, honestly. Sometimes people can have a completely different persona online and stuff too, but a lot of these guys, they're really, I should say, people, men and women are really good people, and they really mean well. It's really a great industry, I think. Honestly, we're full of a lot of awesome people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, the people are good. It's kind of what makes it. But yeah, it's just been just a blessing to be integrating in, and like everyone's just so friendly to like link us up with people. There's been zero resistance in us. I won't say like getting clients, because like everyone is pretty eager to share us and like just make connections. And we're not weird. Like we don't like sit there and spam you for days. Like we're not thirsty, but we are definitely happy to help people. And so it's been just reciprocal. It's been so fun. I wish we could be out there with you guys in Atlanta, like honestly, but wife and kids
Yeah,
have said you need to just one event, just pump the brakes.
right.
Otherwise,
Well,
I'd be gone every week. 'Cause there's always something.
hopefully we'll be having more. Richard
We'll
is asking
definitely
what
will be
part of
having more.
California.
Richard, that's funny. Speak for yourself. I'm an asshole.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
That's what
that
everyone
asshole was
says,
wondering.
man. Everyone keeps saying this industry is full of jerks, man, and just everyone's got a big ego. Yet, like literally, everyone's so cool. I've yet to meet that person, but when I do, I'll be like, "Oh, you're the one that everyone was talking about." Um,
They're out there.
Rico.
E-
I'm in
So
I'm in South Orange County, kind of Irvine area, near Disney World or Disneyland.
we
Richard's
you know,
out there in LA.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
That's why.
ego goes a long way in this industry. You know, like you have to have, I think, a little bit of ego to be able to get to be good. You know what I mean? Like you have to have some pride, ego. You know, like those lines kind of blur a little bit, but there are some that the ego is way out there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hopefully, you
man.
don't have to deal with them too often, but they're around. Just to let you know.
That's awesome. A lot of these guys are in California. That's cool. Yeah, I mean it's huge out here. There's a lot. There's just a lot happening just in California. It's pretty nuts. But it's a good market.
Yeah,
Minus the politics and the like taxes and stuff. But hey, it's beautiful.
Cash was started out there too. In
Oh, yeah?
California.
Oh,
Yep.
that's cool. What part?
North Cali though, not
Oh,
South
okay.
Cali.
Cool.
Hate LA
Cool.
area. My first
Yeah.
speeding ticket was off of 5 and 99.
Fair enough. There we go.
Visiting LA for the first time, coming
Left
out
an
of
impression.
it. I took 99 instead of 5, and the asshole clocked me, and he's like, "Why didn't you take 5?" I was like, "Can I take 5 now?" But no, I had to go back. 4-hour drive from Sacramento back to north of LA to pay a ticket for speeding.
You're like, I'll stay the heck off your highway.
I got
man.
family in LA
I'm
though.
good.
Like I got family like LA and San Diego, but they always telling me to come visit them, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it one day. I'll do it one day, but I haven't been back to LA area in almost 20 years. I go back to Sacramento regularly almost, but in fact, WFCT, I'm going to take 2 days, go down to Sacramento and visit family down there.
Solid. That's so cool.
Rico
Looks like
Jackson,
Eric.
who I like 99 more than i5. I do it too. i5 is, just it's for just driving. 99 is if you want to see everything, like you're going through the towns, and that's why we took 99. But I was young at that time, bro. I was like probably 19, 18. I had my first brand new car, and my cousin he was a truck driver, and he gave me advice. It's like, hey man, you take that curve, if you keep one speed, you'll never slip. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Like, and the officer was on the opposite side on a bridge. And I'm like, I saw him, he see me. And I'm like, okay, he saw me, I slow down. And funny thing was I had a Evergreen 98 Toyota 4Runner, kind of giving the age away a little bit. But there was another green 4Runner right behind me. So when the cop went around and pulled over, he pulled over that green 4Runner, realized that wasn't the right one. Came and got me. I was stupid at that time because I slowed down. I should have just kept on hammering it. I could have got away. But the first thing he said was like, why didn't you take 5? I was like, can I now? He's like, no, here's your ticket.
Yeah. Get off. That gets me out.
But the that wasn't the bad part. The bad part was that he rode me 21 miles over the speed limit. If he had rode down 19 miles over the speed limit, I could have just paid from home, but I had to travel back to this small little town, and all they did was like catch people on speeding. That's all that town was made for. Just a little town outside of the 995 split, and you go maybe, I don't know, 10 miles, and you go in a little bit, and it's just small little town. And when I went there to serve my ticket, there was a guy that was trying to be a deputy, but he's got 3 tickets in the same area, and he was an idiot trying not to learn from it and trying to be a deputy on top of that. I was like, oh my God, I'm not doing this shit no more.
That's their tourism income right there. It's just getting
that's
people.
exactly
People will keep coming back to town. You'll stop off at a restaurant, get gas. It's great. That's great.
That was my life lesson. In fact, I went down to Vegas a few different times, and I would take the Bakersfield cut over to the 10 and not go down towards LA, even though I got family down there. I was like, nope, sorry. But anyways, I'm from North Cali. Grew up in Sacramento. I did, a whole bunch of business in the Bay Area as well as Sacramento. So North Cali is, we kind of treat South Cali as a different state.
Yeah, they're a little different. Yeah, I feel that. We feel the same way about you guys.
I know, right? Like it's mutual. It's like, okay, hey, we get it. At that time it was the Lakers against the Kings. You guys took away 2 of our chances on purpose because you guys had, the 5 players plus the 3 referees. Shaq being, Godzilla taking out Bibi was like 5'10", 5'8", and no call on it on a clothesline. I mean, come on, I can go back and reminisce on some of these old Cali memories.
Oh man. Well, we can even narrow it, and even us in LA, Orange County and LA are like 2 different little worlds too. So us Southern Californians, man, we're very
Oakland Raiders. Yep, Rico gets it. Anyways, sorry. And Trevor's like, don't talk sports, and I go right into sports.
And Cash is like, I don't know anything about any sports. I barely know who LeBron is, and then.
Well, I know some of the main guys, but some of the history. It's like the Falcon game, man. Right? Like the Falcon game, I'm never gonna forget that Super Bowl where I left the restaurant and we were like kicking ass, and then I get home and we lost a Super Bowl that should have been ours, right? Like the biggest comeback ever. Like you don't forget that, man. Like it's the same thing when it came down to some of those main key points because I was in Sacramento when that happened. So, but anyways. Oh, when Frisco wasn't a dump. Man, Frisco's been dumped since I can remember. Like, they have good restaurants, but it's always been a dump. But let's get back on track.
I got customers everywhere. I'm not trying to piss anyone off.
Piss them all off, man. Like that's all they do in San Francisco. They piss outside, like all the homeless before the homeless thing gets bad. People think homeless is bad now. Yeah, it's bad everywhere else in California. But in the 90s, it was in San Francisco. Dude, we used to go out and eat at San Francisco, and as soon as you get out, all you smell was piss. Like, damn, dude. Like, and parking is horrible. You go eat at the restaurant, and the restaurant, your bill per person at the back in the day was like $20 a person, which was very decent. But you go pay the parking, and the parking is $35. Like back in the day, I'm talking about 90s, man. Like it's
I don't
crazy.
go up there, man. It's too.
It's
pretty cool, like once in a while, but that's not the place.
I have a funny story coming out of this place called the Taj Mahal. And Taj Mahal is supposed to be like the freaking nice restaurant. The restaurant inside was great. As soon as you come out, there's a hobo pissing right outside the door, man. It's like, what the fuck?
It's perfect send off. Hope you had a nice time. Not too nice of a time.
Oh my god!
Don't remember how the food was, but you remember the guy pissing on the door outside.
Dude, as soon as you come out, like he's right there, and he don't give a damn. Like he's just like out and doing his business, and it's like, What the hell, man?
Oh
Like
my
I have
gosh.
so many of those stories. It's stupid. Anyways,
Cool.
so what is the next goal? What's the next goal for you guys as tinting insurance? Are you guys trying to make tinting an actual categorized, index, so that way it's easier to get insurance?
Heck no, because then it's too much easier for everyone
Eh,
else. And we want to we want to lock it down.
You wanna
No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding, man.
keep it tight within yourself.
No, I mean we're I don't want to say we're collecting data. We're not collecting data, but we're trying to get data points, right? Because I mean it helps us go out to insurance companies, and front side of our job is helping window tinters get coverage, but then the back end of our job is like developing products to be able to make for the industry, right? And so to do that, you got to speak the insurance company language, which is data. And so we basically try to compile information on claims, compile information on like what brands do people use, what where are they working out of, all the little fine details. We want to just keep expanding on that so that we can bring better products to the window film space. I mean, that's the goal. I don't know that we're going to get a classification for window tinters in existence, but sure as heck can try to do a better job at helping insurance companies understand what you do and how to properly charge for a good shop versus a shop that's more prone to having claims. So that's what it comes down to. Our next step, we want to make sure that we have a refined product, again, exclusive to us, that is designed for bigger shops, PPF shops, ones that have high-end detailing, ceramic coating operations, stuff like that. Because right now our product is really good for your standard size tint shops, 1 to 5 people, kind of run of the mill. Really good for flat glass guys too. But we have some new product lines that might be coming out soon. I can't talk too
Nice.
much because nothing's for sure yet, but we probably have something that would look very attractive for a lot of the bigger shops. And so at that point, we're gonna probably just need help, connecting and looking for referrals just to be able to get into those conversations. And part of it's not even trying to, we're not just trying to sell. We're trying to make sure that we're getting something that's actually useful for them, right? We want to. What is the point of us putting this whole thing together if it's like, we didn't really care about that coverage anyways? It's like, well, then we just wasted our time. So we try not to waste our time. We try to actually get real feedback. So that's the goal. That's what's
Nice.
next. And WFCT. That's going to be a long week. Really fun, though.
Yeah, WFCT, looking forward to it. I think they got a lot lined up this year, trying to make that 25-year being one to remember. So looking forward to it.
Eric wants to make sure you guys got your shorts. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Shorts.
Yeah, I'm ready. Reno 911, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay. Yeah, that's all Trevor and Eric, man. I'll be there to just kind of on the sideline checking that out. Nobody wants to see me in short
No
shorts. I
lifted
don't think
leg
short shorts
squats
even fit me.
and stretches there.
Cash has had some run-in with cops, but not like those ones.
Yeah.
No,
Those
thank
Reno
you.
cops are a little
Yeah.
different.
I've had my days at Hot August nights in Reno enough. I don't need to go do the 9 Reno short shorts. No, that's all
No,
Trevor.
it's gonna be fun.
Trevor and Eric will definitely pull that off. I can already see them. Like they already have that look already down, man. I mean, I can only imagine on that
Oh,
opening
my
night,
gosh.
them in their short shorts.
Let's
Like,
go.
now that's what should be your costume, guys. Seriously, like you guys put it out here. Like both of you guys should be. What's the 2 main character that come out, right? Like you should be back to back on that.
He's got the personality for it. I don't know if I can.
You can just look pretty, Trevor. You can just look pretty. You can let Eric all the dialogues. You could just look pretty. Be like, hey,
I'll support him on that. I'll morally support him through it all, but I don't know if I'm the one going out there in short shorts. I don't want to hurt anyone's eyes, man. Realistically, pasty white thighs are not the thing. But
Now, question for you: what is the difference between having coverage and having an umbrella?
Yeah, I mean, umbrella is just a cute term for, basically higher insurance limits. People make it sound like, oh, well, I have an umbrella, so it covers everything. That's not true. It covers what's underneath it. So you got to have a general liability policy or a workers' comp policy, commercial auto, and then you put it under an umbrella to raise the massive limit, up higher. So you take all those things under it, and it just boosts it up to whatever the umbrella is. So you need that to get larger commercial projects. That's usually where we see it.
Okay.
Maybe if your landlord's asking for it, just because they're risk adverse, maybe they want to see an umbrella. But yeah, flat glass guys, we do a lot of umbrellas for flat glass.
Okay. Now, going back to Rico's question on transporting, did you answer that question? If he's
That's garage auto liability. It's kind of that
garage
middle
auto
ground one.
liability,
Yeah.
and you do carry that, it's just you have to have that on there.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those specific things we try to address. Our standard policy doesn't put it on there because that would increase the cost like a lot for no reason. When
Okay.
realistically, probably most window tinters are not transporting cars, or they shouldn't be. If you do it once in a while, you can do some waiver kung fu. You can, try to do your best by putting just disclaimers in there. Hey, this isn't a traditional service of ours. You're assuming a liability. Doesn't mean that it's going to hold up in court, but it does a heck of a lot better than not doing a waiver. So I think first and foremost, someone asked earlier, like, when should they get it? Or like if they're in the early stages, what should they do? I'll be honest. I mean, insurance is great, but your first line of defense is having a solid waiver in place, having a solid customer disclaimer, and making sure that you actually do it, because you can have it, but if you're not actually doing it, then it's worth nothing. So like if you're doing a tint quote online with us, we'll ask, are you using TintWiz, Durable, stuff like that? Because for us, in our mind, it's like, if you're using that, that means you're also utilizing their e-signature sequencing, where it'll send out, you'll get a confirmation on your disclaimers and waivers. You're taking pre and post inspection photos. You can do all that stuff inside of those apps. And so it's like, we want to see that, because that cuts down on claims, because there are a lot of intentional fraudulent or unintentional fraudulent claims that are occurring that don't have to be paid out. So first line of defense, like, just do the basics, like
Documentation, man.
have them sign take a couple photos. Like, is it that hard to do that? I mean, not really. And then furthermore, like, you got to store it. So like, if you take a bunch of photos and then lose your phone, and the customer comes back complaining in 4 months saying that you're, the reason that their backseat, electronics are busted, it's like, I don't know. It doesn't really matter if you can't find it, right? So having a place that you store all of this documentation, I don't know. You look at the bigger operations, they run things on systems and processes. You look at the guys who unfortunately do tend to have more claims, tends to be the shops that are kind of just winging it, and they haven't implemented systems and processes in their business yet. And that's okay too, because you can't always do that from day one. But you can just, it's much more.
We had that Saturday.
Picture, I was just gonna say, like, I don't know if it was intentional or not. It's kind of funny that she'd never noticed it before, but all of a sudden she's like, "What's this on my paint?" The paint, it was like something etched onto the top of her back door. We only tinted the front doors, and we're like, that's not from anything we could have done. Oh, well, that wasn't there. I'm like, Cash, you got the pictures? Can you pull them up? Boom, here's the pictures. Oh, okay.
How many times?
Here's
stories.
Here's the after. Here's a date stamp on it. Here's a date stamp on it. Like,
yeah,
simple as that. And that's the procedure. I mean, the training that Marion was talking about, we're gonna have TintWiz there this weekend, and they are gonna be walking through that same process. And I kid you not, it has saved us a couple different times where people have pointed out, like, "Hey, I didn't have this." No, you did. Here's the picture for it. Or when we do PPF, sometime you got to make some videos. Sometimes you can't catch it in a picture.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to take multiple pictures, but it literally comes down to putting a procedure, like you say, like the guys that's gonna succeed, that's gonna get bigger and better, is they're gonna put in procedures for everything, right? Like,
Yeah.
and if you start doing procedures, just like if when you're tinting in the beginning, man, for all the tinters out there that's paying attention to this, when you tint your first car, man, it took you, hours and hours, and now you're doing it in minutes. Like I'm competing for the first time WFCT this year, and like 15 minutes, you gotta hand cut it, install it, and you cannot, remove the seal. And it's like, damn, dude, like I haven't done two staging in a while, and two staging has never been the speed, aspect of it. But if you're that good, you're gonna have to do it within that time, and it's all the procedures. Ryan helped me out with when I competed for XDC for the first time earlier this year, and because of the procedure, I was able to move up a ladder. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like in business, it's the same concept. The more you do it, the more normal it gets, the easier it gets. So having a procedure and repeating it just becomes a muscle memory. Like now we pull in a car, we take full 360 pictures of it,
Yep.
we upload it, and before we take it out, we do again another 360 of it, we upload it, and it just puts that in the thing. And great thing with system like Tinwiz, like you said, whether Ryan loads it or I load it, it's on that. So if Ryan's phone is gone or my phone's gone, we can still log in and get those. In fact, today, Ryan wasn't paying attention to the car. He checked in the wrong car, uploaded all the picture, and I'm looking at it. I was like, wait a minute, this car hasn't been checked in. He's already working on it. And I looked at the next one. I was like, oh, wait a minute, Ryan, did you? He's like, maybe you didn't upload at the time. I just picked what was on the calendar. And he picked the next car that was supposed to come in, uploaded the picture, but because it was now uploaded into Tinwiz, I was able to just grab those pictures and move them over to the right car, and it literally took like seconds, right?
Yep.
Like again,
Yep.
having that procedure, but also now we're so used to it, we can catch it up and we can like pick up on like, okay, hey, what do we need to do on protecting? But that was just last Saturday, that car that. I did the walkthrough pictures. I finished it, and Rhino was cashing her out, and she's like, "Yeah, this year." And Rhino, first thing was Rhino was like, "Man, we didn't even work in that area. We worked on the front doors. That's your back door." Well, it wasn't here before. And then as soon as I showed the pictures, because Ryan literally said it, "Hey, Cash, you got those pictures?" And I was like, "I do," because I did take those pictures. And I pulled it right, went right over to her, pulled it right over, and she's like, all of a sudden, like, "Oh. Okay, as simple as that." And in a second, she went from a happy customer to a sad customer or upset customer back to okay, happy customer, because now the liability is not on us because we have documentation showing that it wasn't us. As much as writing do the VIN number, photos are just as important. So our procedure is odometer picture, of the VIN tag picture, and the license plate picture. That's our procedure, David, just to let you know. And then we do a full 360. So I have, if the car is right here, we take a front angle picture, we take a side angle picture, we take individual glass picture, inside, outside. We do a back angle, we do a back window picture, the other side angles. So like it's a procedure. Literally, we do a 360 walk around so you can get it from different angles. Because there are sometimes scratches and stuff that you don't see at a certain angle, but if you have it at a different angle, you can see it. So having procedures definitely go hand in hand on protecting yourself, just like having the right insurance. But at the end of the day, guys, if you have insurance questions or concerns, reach out to Trevor. If you want a pricing, reach out to Trevor. I did put up his website in the comments as well. It's just like your lead forms. He's got a lead form where you can fill out your information and get a quick quote. And if it's more than a quick quote, then he'll call you and you can discuss what you guys need to have the right, coverage. I would suggest still getting a call and understand it a little bit more. I know we kind of went all over the place and tried to cover as much as we could today, but if you want your scenario to be played out, I'm pretty sure Trevor Trevor, now, are you working by yourself or do you have a team?
No, I got a team. Yeah. So
Okay.
usually for quotes and stuff, if you're reaching out, you'll often see stuff from either me or Alexander on my team. We're probably the top two that send quotes out. Yeah, and we love talking to people. I mean, if you just need something simple, submit it online. You'll probably get something back super fast, if not instantly. If not, if you get it and you're like, hey, I still have questions, rock on. Shoot us an email back, any questions you have, or shoot us a call, and we're happy to help either way.
Yeah. So,
And we'll be at the
just
conferences. So
I would definitely say just reach out, man. Just make that content, even if you have coverage, just kind of compare it, right? Like where I was making fun of Richard, but that's a good way of doing it. If you already got coverage, like, hey, this is what I got. What can you cover or what can you oversee? Because sometimes it could be simple as showing him what you have coverage on, and he can also maybe see where you have a gap, and that's what I was talking about earlier is having a gap between your coverage, like Trevor explained earlier. There's a garage keeper, there's the liability, but there's garage liability, right? Like, or what the
and
third?
there's stuff beyond that too. I mean,
Yeah,
every business has different needs. So like I said, I mean, workers' comp, bonds, all these other things too. It's like we'll wrap up the plan and kind of give you an idea of what is needed, like what is the next step. So yeah, but I mean, it all kind of starts just submit a form online, hit us up, and we get an idea from that, and we can kind of suggest the right path from there.
beautiful, beautiful. I do want to give a shout out to our training that's happening this weekend. If you have not registered or still plan on coming in, there is a surprise today that Thomas, if he's still in the comments, well, first of all,
Pretty cool hats Vernon made.
Shoo, look at that.
Need some insurance hats like that. Those 3D.
I know.
I just want to give a shout out to Fernan for making those hats, especially the customization per our trainers. I think I need to rerun that with the trainer's name and just identify who these trainers are, so you know that it's some of the greats that is going to be in this doing the training, so it's one of those. So give me 1 second here. I'm gonna try to bring it back up. All right, I'm gonna pause and then kind of talk on it. Are you guys getting the music at all or no?
No.
Okay.
Not on my end.
All right, the Rugman. Let's see who knows who the Rugman is. Trainer Rugman. I want to kind of see who Trainer Rugman is. Let's see in the comments. Where's the music? I gotta turn off because it's banging in my ear. It's good music. All right, let me turn that off. All right, as soon as I see it in the comments, we'll go on.
I see.
Who could that be? All right. Our next is the film trainer. I'm pretty sure most people know who that is. Let's see if we can get that in the comments. We might as well make this, whoever gets these names right, we put them on the wheel, right? Isn't that how we should do it?
Well, then you're only going to have 6 names, right?
Well, no, if multiple people give them, I'll put it on there, just like Marion and Justin did it. We can probably put that. There you go. Mother Marion's on a roll right here. All right, this one is a little bit funny. Mother Marion, you cannot comment on this one because Mother Marion know who this is. But Trainer D Money. Trainer D Money. Who is Trainer D Money? Hey man, you're Richard. You're skipping the line. We haven't got to the ass in yet. D Money is Gonzalez. Nope, it is not Gonzalez. That's look. All right.
That one could be
Huh?
tricky though, because I don't know, like he did that in our private chat.
I
He did
know, right? But look, hey, Justin already got it. uh, the OG Dustin Hall. Yeah, Dustin Hall is D Money. And then you got Trainer Iron Man. Everybody know who Trainer Iron Man is, right?
I think so. Good. Everybody should.
Literally called him D Money. I've literally called him D Money. All right. Vernon, of course. And then we got Trainer Tintman Gill. I mean, it's in the name. Come on. Which name is my little mama? And then obviously we got the ass in at the end. We have our own ass in right here on the screen today. So these are great trainers, but Thomas made an announcement earlier that he was going to do something nice today. He wants to, if anybody wants to join in on that training, he's going to pay for your entry fee. Now, the entry fee is already very ridiculous. It's only $2.99, and we're giving swag. We're giving custom knives. We're giving tools. We're feeding you 6 times in the 2 days. You're taking home film that's left over. You're getting business class. You're getting a CRM class. You're getting a sales class. Like, there's so much that's all wrapped up in these 2 days that give me a second here, that if you're not on this one here, you definitely gonna be missing out. All right, so Trevor's got to go. Trevor, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for the time today. This was awesome. Love rapping with you guys. This is so cool.
Appreciate it. We definitely got to have you back on one more time to kind of cover a little bit more more of this details. And I think we'll kind of I'm gonna try to visit that class that you're gonna have at WFCT and see what questions I can pick up off of that as well.
We'll see you guys there. I will see you guys there, and I'll try to make your next class. I wish I could be making it. That's cool that it's cool that you're hopefully able to rally another person in right now. Let's go.
Hey man, we just want to share the love and the information and pass it on to the industry as much as we can, because I guarantee you right now, like, we're losing a whole bunch of money doing this class for what we're doing it for. But it's to help out the industry, and that's what's more important. But thank you, Trevor, for you being who you are and what you're providing. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on. It's good talking to you.
We'll see you guys soon. We'll see you in the
comments. Have a great one.
Later.
Peace out.
Okay, I missed some of these comments. Thanks for the info, Trevor. I just broke it down in syllables. Someone called him the ass in. Story behind that name. I started that ass in. I think that was Richard that started with that ass in, right?
So it could be. Yeah, I don't know.
I think
Steph
so.
Steph always calls me an asshole, and you said that I was assassinate whatever, or I don't know, and I'm pretty sure he probably did it. It doesn't surprise me.
I mean, I remember calling you the assassin, that you're quiet and you would just knock out things, like that's where I think where that was me. I might have been the one that called him the ass in. Well, I know I called him the assassin. You might have said the ass in on
Yeah,
it,
he
but
probably did.
it was off of what Stephanie was saying, and but
It
he's like,
sounds
I
like
don't know, I
something
used to
Richard would
drink.
say.
Story behind the first ass you assassinated.
There's
But
still there's still statutes of limitations, so we can't talk about that yet.
oh, and we don't want his old girlfriend coming back and talking about that either.
Oh Jesus! Okay, if she keeps it up, I could have a whole music album, like, some angst-filled, angry, psycho songs.
Oh man. So after Taco Bell. Oh, no comment on that one. All right, guys. For those that are coming in for that training this weekend, we are probably gonna try to do maybe a Friday thing too. If anybody wants to join in, just message me. We'll see what we can finalize on that. But breakfast on Saturday is at the facility. We will kick off with the Chick-fil-A. We got some barbecue lunch happening at the facility, and then we will kick off the night with some dinner at the facility as well. So everything is going to be right there. You don't really have to go anywhere. Sunday we'll do some breakfast again. I think we're getting some not Carl's Jr., but the name for it.
Chick-fil-A, right?
No, not Chick-fil-A is Hardee's.
That's what, yeah.
Carl's Jr. in some places is known as. But
Tom,
Hardee's
Hardee's.
on that. I think we're gonna have some deli sandwiches on Sunday, and then we're gonna go down to this brewery that has where you can pour your own drinks. I guess cool little place. So it's gonna be some fun stuff for the 2 days. There's gonna be a lot of hands-on learning. There's gonna be a good amount of times in the classrooms. Again, you got your CRM, plotter, sales, and business class on top of the 6 master trainers that will be there to give you one-on-one. This is going to be a small class. We did this on purpose. We're not trying to bring in too many people, but we're trying to bring in some people to just benefit. We want, like I said from the beginning, I don't want more than 2 to 3 person per trainer. The way it's looking, we're probably going to have 2 to per 1 trainer on it. So there's going to be a lot of one-on-one with you guys. The course for this is not to just do a training, but also to build up a mentorship, right? So you have a long-term relationship, you have long-term, brotherhood, just a better connection, more intimate connection. So that way, as you grow in your business, as you grow in your career, you now have a solid mentor that you can kind of rely on, or multiple mentors that you can rely on. Just think about that. You will see it now when you see people walking their dogs. What is he talking about? The film with hands while working. I miss what Richard's kind of gone to. I had to buy my own meta glasses because you're. Okay, I'm missing some of Richard's comments. I want to go for the Brotherhood and who looks like their dog. Okay, I missed the dog question.
I'm not sure.
You had to buy your own. Wheel is rigged. Yeah, the wheel is definitely rigged. Whoever pays the highest gets it. You just have to go to Wheels by the name. Pay whoever's that owns that. Taco Bell assassination ass dogs looks like owners Tin insurance wheel. All right. So going back to it, there is going to be the wheel for anybody that wants to attend the class this weekend. If anybody wants to be put on there, I will take those names. We will do the wheel for that, and then we'll do another giveaway, man. So let's go with that. Let's put up a wheel here. All right, wheel by name, the rigged one. Let's see who paid me money this week so I can put them on here. Trip is canceled from wheel.
Trip must have sold his stock in the wheel company because he hasn't been doing too good on it.
Damn it, wish I could have a big trip planned a week later. I'll get on the wheel and plan on making it for big flat glass. Consultation might help it go down. All right, Rico, you want to be on here, so I got you. Anybody else wants to be before mine all went spin? Justin.
Is this wheel for the giveaway or for the
why don't we do the giveaway first, and then we can see who
training.
wants to stick around for the training, right?
Okay.
You know, and you can win both.
We want to make sure whoever's name is on for the training can make it. Like
can make it, exactly. We don't want to put anybody's name on there that doesn't want to make it. So let's change it up. Let's get people's name that just wants to be on the wheel for the giveaway. So I got Saints. I've got Vegas. I've got Rico and Justin V already. Richard is getting on the rig wheel. Trip, I'm assuming he's here for the wheel. And then let's see who else. Put my lady Sophia on the wheel. All right. LSB, I got you. Marion, I got you. Unless you're already that's where I shipped your color hat. I gotta check with Ryan. Hey, when I post on my group, is it private or public? I don't know. Read the description, Rico. I was asleep until not feeling well. Oh yeah, Trip, how you feeling, bro? Are you feeling any better? I know you were feeling like a dog earlier. All right. I guess that's going to be all the names for the wheel for the prize. This is the regular price, guys. This is now for the class. I'll give it 10 more seconds, and we'll spin it. Anybody else that wants to be on the wheel? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. One last spin. Soon it won. All right, there you go. Who is it gonna be? Who is it gonna be? Has she sent a request to join? I don't think I've seen her yet.
Congratulations, Justin. And what was that for, a hat or?
That's gonna be the guest prize. I mean, surprise. All right. So, who wants to attend the training this weekend? And Thomas is gonna pay for your training. So, Rico, I know you said you wanted to join that. Anybody else willing or able to come in for the training this weekend. Do you want to get on here, or it might just be Rico? Congratulations, Justin. Dustin Gonzalez wants to come on. Yeah, bro, you're already there, Rugman. Anybody else wants other than Rico? Put your hand down. Oh, man. All right, do we just give it to Rico if there's nobody else wanting to go?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I can always spin it with the one name on there. But kinda... Rico says spin it. Hey, he may win this one. He may win this one. Oh man, Rico, I think it's anonymous, bro. You looks like I'm coming. Well, we gotta spin it officially, okay? Let's make sure. Hey, Ryan, I think I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a space on there just to give Rico a 50-50 chance. Just to see what happens. Rico, how's that? All right, so we're gonna shuffle this a little bit, Rico. We're gonna put you on the red side because I feel like you're a red person. And then I'm gonna spin it. Put blanks on. I put a blank on there. Let's see if it lands on blank or Rico. Oh damn! It spun it to Rico, bro. Congratulations, Rico. You won.
It was meant to be.
You won. Now that wheel was definitely rigged. Oh man. Well, congratulations, Rico. I know you wanted to come, and now you got your ticket taken care of. Dustin Gonzalez, Seekers Out. You like rugs? Man, the rug man doesn't know his own name. Congratulations, both Justin and Rico. I think Justin is more excited than Rico is.
Tough competition.
Tough competition out there. Guys, I'm gonna re-emphasize on the insurance part. I think insurance is very important for any business, whether you're doing it for yourself or you're working with the company. I would highly recommend that you guys reach out to somebody like Trevor that actually is specializing in your industry, that knows what kind of coverage you need, and at least check with him on, if you have good coverage and if you have enough coverage, and also price compare. Sometime you may be able to save some money on it and go from there. Other than that, man, I say good night. Ryan, you got any last words? Yeah, and thank you to Thomas for paying for Rico's admission.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Thomas.
Good night.